Hello everyone and welcome back to Wind Waker. In our last couple of episodes we went through the Tower of the Gods and passed all of our trials. Then we went into Hyrule and went through Hyrule Castle and got the Master Sword, which you can kind of see on the back of us, sort of right there. So we're going to go ahead and actually change the direction of the wind. I know exactly where I want to go. In our last episode I kind of told a slight falsehood. Just that I want to go back to Forsaken Fortress, because we need to save our sister. It's been hinted at that we need to go and defeat Ganon, because we finally have the sword that can beat Ganon, which is the Master Sword, of course. Our old sword just couldn't cut it, and Master Sword is what is supposedly the bane of evil's. Wait, no, that's not right at all. It is the blade of evil's bane. There we go. So we are going to go right up to Forsaken Fortress soon, but there's something I want to do first. There's something very important to me that I think we should take care of. There's something else that's been hinted at for a little while, ever since I guess Dragon Roost, where we got the Wind's Requiem. We talked to that frog god dude, and he gave us this hint that his brother is kind of terrorizing the ocean by doing these weird cyclones. We're kind of going into the wrong quadrant. We're going into the Six-Eye Reef by accident. We want to go up here to Northern Triangle Isle. We didn't go quite as northwest as we should have. But the second we enter this quadrant right here that we're supposed to be going to, we should know it. You should see something on the horizon that kind of distinctively tells us we're in the quadrant we're supposed to be in. Because that frog god dude who gave us the Wind's Requiem also told us about his brother, who rides cyclones around and terrorizes everyone, and would terrorize us if we were to run into him and run into one of his cyclones. But we have a way around that now. We have our bow and arrow, and this is all we need to shoot him from his high horse up there. And let's let ourselves get sucked in. There he is, looking all mean. Foolish creature who does not fear the gods, to the end of the sea with you, let the winds of Cyclos' wrath blow you away. Not today, Cyclos. We're gonna get you. We have to just shoot right at his cloud. Oh, crap, I think I missed that one. I think it's kind of delayed effect. If I shoot at him... Yeah, there we go, we got him. It was kind of a slightly delayed effect. I can keep moving. It's really annoying. Just keep shooting arrows in this direction, and eventually, hopefully, they'll hit. That one should have hit. There we go. Perfect, we got him. Took 3 arrows, 3 hits. I was really worried there for a second that we weren't going to make it, because I kept missing. They're always very, very big. That's a heck of an arm you got there. And he's tiny again. And what an eye! No one's ever been able to spot me up there before now. You obviously have mastery of the air, and now that we've established that you're quite the Wind Waker, let's see if you can handle this. So he's going to teach us something that'll come so in handy for the rest of the game. And it's kind of what we need to go do this immediately. Wait, crap, sorry, I did that wrong. Down, right, left, and then up. So down, left, right, up. We got to follow what his movements were. Down, left, right, up. So let's go ahead and memorize that. Keep that in our memories, because it is the Ballad of the Gales. And like I said, this will help us immensely throughout the rest of the game, and we need to come get it immediately after getting the bow, because of how much it'll help us. So, wahoo! In the hands of Wind Waker like you, my adorable little cyclones will be as happy as can be. My adorable little cyclones, yes, they're so adorable. If you need to move like the wind or the ocean deeps, just call on my cyclones. Well, I guess I'll head for home now. See you down on the road! Kind of like imagining that he kind of said that last word as he blew off into the sky. So we can now get our Wind Waker. I don't mean to do that. That's just weird. I have to have the sail on Z. I don't know why. It bothers me if it's not on Z. So let's go ahead and cast the Ballad of the Gales and see what it does. I'm not sure if you could get the sense of what it does from what he said about it, but it allows us to warp to various different places. So we can warp actually back to our home island if we want to. Warp to Outset, which is just fantastic. We can warp to Windfall, for example. We can warp to Dragon Roost. We can warp to the Tower of the Gods, and we can warp to Forest Haven, and thankfully, because we need this, we can warp to Tingle Island, because that's really important. That is the important stuff right there. What we really need to do is warp here. So we don't know what this place is yet. We've never been here before, and this is one of the places that is really, really interesting. It's very specialized, is what I mean. We can't really do much here, but there's something here that we want to go ahead and do right now. We get to get a little bit of information that we can only get by having the Ballad of the Gales, actually. So this is a place we can only get to by warping here, inside this kind of a closed-off area. So there's no way to get inside the closed-off area other than warping here. So, young Waker of the Winds, how did you manage to find this place? I am the Queen of the Fairy World, and I have been waiting your arrival. But now is not yet time for us to meet. You still have many challenges to overcome. You seek to protect an individual very dear to you. Yes, I know of her. But there is yet another in this world whom you must protect. Come visit my fountain again when you have met that individual. When time comes for you to face new challenges. At that time, I shall show you my true self. So we got a nice big hint there that Ariel is very important to us, and we need to go rescue her from the Forsaken Fortress. But she's telling us that there's someone else out there that we need to protect as well. We don't know who that is yet, but when we do know that, hopefully you guys can keep... I messed it up. Hopefully you guys can keep that in mind, and when the time comes, it'll be like a eureka moment for you. The second we know the answer, you'll think of this moment and say, Eureka! I know what we're supposed to be doing, where we have to go, and when we come back, when we can come back here. So we can't. This is like, it's kind of a lot of people might not necessarily guess that you're supposed to come here, but I feel like at this point in the game, if you do get Cyclos's Ballad of the Gales right now, we want to go to Forsaken Fortress, right? Like that's like the obvious next step in the game. And the easiest way it seems to get there is by warping to this point and then sailing northwest. But you can't sail out of here. You can only warp out of here. So people would have to warp here. I feel like that's why they put this specific one right here next to Forsaken Fortress like this. Because it looks like you have to warp here to get to Forsaken Fortress, but you cannot get to Forsaken Fortress from here. But you do have to come here. So let's go ahead and actually we're not going to go anywhere else besides Windfall Island for a little while. So we're going to go back to my favorite island, Windfall Island, and spend a little bit of time there doing a few side quests, a few little extra bits that I absolutely love to do and am really excited to do. The thing is, a lot of the stuff on Windfall Island actually is important to the story. It is important to like just our overall accomplishments of the game. Like it's more difficult to accomplish things we need to do in this game if we don't do some of this stuff on Windfall Island. So it's actually nighttime right now, but we're gonna go ahead and we just learned a Wind Waker song. But let's go ahead and learn another one. I'm pretty sure this is the first opportunity we get since we got the Wind Waker to come here and learn from this guy. Oop, I guess I have to talk to him first. Let's go ahead and talk to him. Oh, no, that's not it. That's just not it. And the problem is, even though that's not it, this isn't it either. Oh dear, pardon me, guy. I was so fully and wholly absorbed in my dancing that I didn't even notice little old you standing there. I am Tot. I love dancing more than I love 3 meals a day. You come to know me as the world's most charismatic dancer extraordinaire. Ready, guy? 1, 2, 1, 2. Say, guy, you know what I was just reminded of? Long ago, I met this delightful little guy who performed the most dazzling magic dance. A dance that turned night into day right before my very eyes. I can remember those fabulous dance moves, but I can't seem to get that intricate rhythm right. Do you think you know the rhythm, guy? We don't necessarily know the rhythm, but maybe we can go ahead and L-target him. Maybe that's what we have to do. L-target him and then pull the Wind Waker out. And, oh, we just let it kind of conduct itself for a second. I can't really do anything. Let it do its own thing, and then he starts to talk to us about it. Oh, Cha, that's it. That's the rhythm I've been trying to recall. Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it, guy. You really couldn't recall 3/4 time. 3/4 time is so easy. Good. I mean, there's 4/4 time, 3/4 time, and 2/4 time. Most common ones, for the most part. Very easy. So keep that in mind what he's doing right now. Right, left, and down. Right, left, down. bow, bow, with these very annoying noises. So sorry. Okay, there we go. Right, left, and down. And with this, we have learned our second Wind Waker song of the day. You learned the Song of Passing. That's it, and it's perfect. I'm perfect. Now let the sun shine on. Dot, dot, dot. Hey, what's the matter? Nothing happened. Nothing at all. Why? Well, nothing happened when you do it with your freaky, silly dance moves. Like, he's still doing it. He's still doing the same dance. Left, right. Spin. Down. Maybe the spin is what's screwing you up. I don't think the spin is necessary, so let's just go ahead and let's do it ourselves. Left, right, down. So when we're on an island, it doesn't actually change time. It stays the same, like nighttime or daytime, when we stay on an island. If we go into sea, that's when it changes from one to the other. But it always stays the same if we stay on an island. We have to kind of leave or conduct the Song of Passing, which is what we just did. So it is now daytime, and we can go ahead and do whatever we want that is available to us in the daytime. So first, I want to do a couple of things. I would like to go and talk to Lorenzo. Is that what his name is? No, it's Lenzo. Lenzo, the photography guy. Of course it's Lenzo. It's got the word lens in it. So we're gonna, now we can have all the rupees we want, we're gonna try to find pots and steal the rupees as often as we possibly can. So let's go ahead and go into Lenzo's photography shop. And we wanna become his apprentice. We want to make our way into that. I mean, obviously that's the best thing for me to do because I am a photographer in real life. So, now, but yours is a finely crafted picto box. I once had a picto box of that quality. I would have liked to have the chance to compare it to yours. Wait, you've got to say more than that. Okay, so that's all he's saying at the moment. I know we can become his assistant. Maybe we can go up here. Oh, okay, I remember. We go up here. Let's destroy his pots, of course. Destroy his worldly possessions. Because that's exactly the way we become an assistant. It wasn't even worth it. There's nothing even inside of it. Okay, whatever. So this, I believe, is how we get invited to become his assistant. We come up here and appreciate his beautiful photographs from across the sea. Ho 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 ho! Aren't these some finely snapped pictographs? You must admit it. But come on now. You needn't be so surprised, my young sir. It is a hobby of mine to sneak up behind people when they least expect it. It's quite an amusing diversion. Think nothing of it. By the way, the pictographs you see decorating these fine walls have all been taken by none other than myself. They are my pride and joy. You see, in my younger days when I was tireless, sailing far and wide across the great sea, snapping pictographs of whatever I want. Have a look at them, young sir. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. I'm definitely interested in them. What is this a pictograph of, you might ask? It is some chews. Well, those creatures are called choo-choos. They are said to have medicinal properties, so they are most important resource treasured by sailors the world over. While there's even said to be an extremely rare species of them known as the blue choo-choo, it is only under very unusual circumstances that they are ever sighted. I have no idea why I said appear, because that word is nowhere in that sentence. You would be the most lucky to ever come across one, young sir. We have come across one. We have the blue chew jelly to show for it. Not that bag. There we go. We have blue chew jelly to show for it. Let's see, what else is this? This is a pretty nice pictograph. This one is of a tiny rock islet resting far out in the seas of the southeast of here. Isn't it nice? There was a very dignified butler standing before the door, and I snapped his photo without even thinking. That aside, I am certain this is someone's private cabana. Oh, right, that's the house. That's the private house we saw in one of the earlier episodes. That is, I'm pretty sure that's Tingle's Island right there. This is, let's see, I can't really tell what this one is. It's something. And that's some sort of pirate ship of some sort. And there's treasure chests over there, which we will maybe try to find a way to get to because we want to steal his stuff. And of course, this thing doesn't exist anymore. At least I don't think it does. We should probably try to go back to those islands that these things were on and see if they're still there. But as far as I know, those things aren't there anymore, this is a very rare photograph. Good job, guy. Good job for getting that photograph before we destroyed it. Well, we didn't destroy it, but, you know. Forsaken Fortress, no, I want to learn about this. How to get this one? This pictograph chills me to the bone. The Forsaken Fortress. This place lies to the northwest of our fair isle, but it has been enveloped in a filthy, dark clouds of late. What are we going to do against the silent evil that lingers there? If you value your life, young sir, then at the very least you should stay as far away from that place as you possibly can. It feels as if evil as that is not of this world lies in wait there, biding its time. You are very correct, sir. But I think I'm done talking to you about that. I would like to become your assistant now. Maybe we can set that up? The conditions for a fine pictograph, you ask. Well now, generally you should capture your subject from the top of his or her head to the tips of his or her toes. Your subject should be framed fully within the pictograph's border. Well, that's not always true. That would be really boring if every single pictograph or photograph, whatever, was always like that. But essentially you should just concentrate on getting your subject as large as possible within the frame of the pictograph. So I think maybe when we try to go, that's when he starts to talk to us. Actually, I think we have to wait for him to come out here. He kind of follows us down here very slowly. So I'll wait for him to come back down here. Let's destroy more of his property. Still nothing. Man, you must be really hurting for business because you got nothing. Let's go ahead and try it. I think you have to wait for him to go back around the counter. So let's talk to him behind the counter again. And I think now he should offer us to be his assistant, possibly. You see, young sir, I have been studying picto boxes since I was but a lad. My lifelong dream of creating a box with incredible pictography capabilities is at long last nearing fruition. Young sir, I hesitate to ask, but could you perchance become my research assistant? Sure, of course. I like how the options are sure and goodbye. Like, Link doesn't want to hear anymore, he doesn't want to say anymore, it's just goodbye and I'm leaving. Oh, really? Really and truly, my heart leaps at your enthusiasm, but I feel I must tell you, the path an assistant must follow is not a simple one. I demand that whosoever takes on the role of my assistant be an individual who can take whatever command I may issue and promptly complete it without hesitation. It will be quite a challenge, I assure you. Are you still sure you would want to do this? Absolutely. Ha! You must share my love of the pictograph. What is your name, young sir? Rhodes, is it? Very well then, I shall issue 3 commands to you. On the dawn of the day you complete all 3 tasks, you shall be a number 1 assistant, Rhodes. Now then, my first command. A love letter. Do you know what that is, young sir? It is a collection of words of love, long unspoken and put into written form. Somewhere in this town, there is one who, despite constant rejection, never learns the cold lesson of unrequited passion and continues to write letters of doomed love. Oh, that's not good. I'm certain the object of this sadly one-sided affection is in quite a quandary over the matter. I am of the mind that I must have a word with the unwanted suitor. However, I must have physical evidence, and thus your first task is to snap a pictograph of this individual in the act of sending the unwanted letters. That's not easy, does it not? Rightly so. If you hope to be my assistant, you must perform this task with ease. Alright. So there's kind of a bunch of different hints in there. The main one is that this subject, this person who is sending letters, is sending letters. And where do you send letters on any island in this place? You send letters at the mailbox. So what we need to do is wait by the mailbox and kind of try to see if we can get a glimpse as to who he's talking about and who is sending these letters. And maybe we can capture them in the act of sending the letter. So I think he said we need to do 3 tasks. I think we're good. I think once we give him the photographs we take, he'll take them from us and we can keep our gravestone picture. Because obviously we have to keep that. We have to keep that for evidence. Just in case Tingle ever, like, I don't know, charges us a ridiculous amount of money at some point. I'm not going to say that he does that, but you never know. If he ever does that, maybe we can blackmail him into not doing so. I don't know. I just kind of want to keep that photograph because it's our very first photograph in here. And I want to keep it. So I don't know if you're noticing anything peculiar happening. Everyone else is stationary. But there's one person who is not stationary. And keep that in mind as we go make our way down here to the mailbox. Now, when we're down here, we're going to obviously want to keep our pictograph box out. We need it to, of course, take a picture, and we don't want to be caught off guard or anything. And we also don't want to be seen, so we're going to try to hide. Our main problem is this dude over here. I'm not going to demonstrate because it's really, really annoying. But the second you get close to that guy down there near the tree, I mean, he's really depressed and it's really sad and I feel really bad for ignoring him, but the second you get close to him like that, crap. He does that and starts running towards you and starts talking to you. We don't want that. We want to be completely ignored and we want to catch this guy in the act of mailing a letter. So let's keep an eye out for him. The guy with the mustache. We're going to keep an eye out for him and wait for him to appear in the frame, and then we're going to zoom in and wait for him to start to send the letter. Alright, there he is. Let's go ahead and zoom right on in here. Lenzo kind of told us that he wants pictures of people's full bodies, so let's snap it at the exact right moment as he sends it. There we go. I think that's it. I think we got it. I'm not sure if Lenzo will accept it. Actually, it's probably faster to go this way. We'll see if Lenzo accepts it. Hopefully he does. Alright, let's go ahead and show him our beautiful photograph of this guy mailing a letter and see if it's good enough. We might have to do it from a different angle. That's not quite right. Yeah, okay, I'm terribly sorry, but there's no way I could possibly give this a passing grade. I'm afraid you must retake this shot. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and try again from a different angle. Sometimes that angle works. I've gotten that to work before, that angle, but sometimes it's better to do a different angle. So let's go ahead and try that. So another place we can try down here is actually on this little pier. Now we don't want to be too far away. I mean, we don't want him to see us, but I think we're fine if we're on the pier. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, that guy's right there. Like, if he's gonna mail the letter with that guy right there, then we don't really need to worry about anything. So let's go ahead and stand right here and just go ahead and wait for him to come along and mail his letter. Alright, there he is. He's coming. Let's see if we can snap him right in the right exact moment that he puts it in. Let's do it. Ready? That one right there. Awesome. Let's go ahead and take this one back to Lenzo and see what he says. Okay, let's give this to him. Oh ho! Now this is a finely snapped pictograph indeed. Now, they say love is blind, but what could he be thinking mailing all those letters? I should not ridicule him though, for he reminds me of myself back in the innocence of my youth. Memories of those bittersweet summer days come rushing back to me. But I digress. Very good, young sir. I must congratulate you on passing your first test. I shall promptly take this pictograph from you and use it most efficiently. That's kind of creepy. I don't really want to know what you're going to do with it, but whatevs. Let's go ahead and talk to him again and see what our next task is. Very well. Next is my second command. You must search for this town's most timid and cowardly resident. I intend to flog his spirit so as to lend him some backbone. This individual flinches and jumps at even the slightest of surprises. I need you to capture the instant of pure fear on this individual's face in a pictograph. So tell me, do you think you can complete this task, young sir? Yes, we can, but this one I feel is a little bit less intuitive than the last one. The last one, I mean, at least mentions mailing letters. And the only place you can mail letters is in a mailbox. So it's kind of not really hinted at exactly what you need to do. You kind of need to go around and really find this guy if you don't know what you're doing and haven't played this game before, but I've played it before and I know what to do, and I don't want to drag this out, so we're just going to go straight to the guy. The guy who is the most timidly and cowardly on the island is this guy in here. And I mean, if we just talk to him, he's not really going to give us any real fear. What we have to do to really scare him is grab one of this lady's pots and throw it against the wall, and then take out our camera immediately and get a picture of him nice and scared, because this is definitely going to make him jump. Ready? And go. Alright, let's go ahead and get him. I don't want to... There we go. Perfect. I think that should be good. Okay, hopefully that's good. We'll see. Let's go ahead and talk to Lenzo about it and see what he says. Let's see, is it good enough? Might have to do his full body, I'm not sure. Oh, now this is a finely snapped pictograph indeed. Clearly this individual must be the town's most timid of denizens. Fear is his constant companion. I cannot complain, young sir. You have passed in a most admirable manner. Say, and is it me, or is this chap quite the striking individual? Very good, young sir, and this means you have passed my second test. I shall promptly take this pictograph from you and use it most efficiently. This guy is kind of a busybody. He really gets into people's lives, doesn't he? So very good. Next is, at long last, my final command. Open your heart and mind and listen to what I say. Somewhere in town is a couple, a man and a woman, whose hearts are secretly filled with thoughts of the other, and yet for reasons unknown, the two have never spoken. Even when they happen, by chance, to pass each other in the road, they each steal a brief, furtive glance of the other, but they suppress the longing in their hearts. I cannot let this tragedy go on any longer. For the sake of the town and my own desire to help these two poor souls, I shall become Cupid, archer of love. These two are timid burglars in the house of love, and you must capture a pictograph of them thinking their furtive thoughts. He really has a way of speaking, doesn't he? And young Master Rhodes, if and when, hope beyond hope, you manage to complete this third task, then you shall be my #1 pupil. Ho 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 ho, does that not excite you? Good luck to you, young sir. Well, once again, doesn't necessarily give us a huge hint of what couple he's speaking of, but I've played this game before and I don't want to drag it out, so we're going to go right to them. They aren't necessarily a thing yet though, so we do have to We have to wait once again. We have to do a little bit of a patient waiting game, except these kids are annoying and in the way, and I hate them and I want them to go away. So hopefully they don't get in our shot too much. Yeah, see, they do that. They do that. Maybe I'll go over here. Yeah, that's much better. I'm gonna go over here. They won't annoy me, and I can wait for the man that is the other part of this couple to appear, and see what happens when they take a loving glance at one another. You may have seen him. We passed him a couple times as we've explored the island, but this is really our first chance of getting to see any bit of who he is as a character with this lady, except for these stupid kids are getting in the way again. We really hope that they are not in the way when it comes time to take the actual picture. Here he comes. Here he comes. Let's get the perfect photograph. Let's get them right at the moment they look at each other. Ready? They just kind of stop and stop and look at each other. There we go. Perfect. We got it. That's the winner right there. And that is the third task complete, I'm sure. I don't think he's gonna have any qualms with that one. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and give it to him. Ho ho! This is a finely snapped pictograph, indeed. I had no idea these two would get along so splendidly. You can see the love there, hidden by thriving. They've never talked to each other. You said that yourself. Even I, who have lived in this town for so many long years, did not realize in the slightest the extent of their passion. You have done well, Rhodes. I shall probably take this pictograph from you and use it most efficiently. That's kind of creepy. Now then, my young sir, you have completed all of the task I set you to. My doubts about you have all been cleared up. I shall hereby be proud to call you my assistant, Rhodes. And to reward you further for your fine efforts, I offer you this. The elderly lady next door tells me it has value of sorts. And we got a butterfly pendant. The lady next door is the teacher, and we think we talked to her and we found out that she loved joy pendants. Someone told us that she loves joy pendants, but yes, from here onward, come rain or wind, my heart shall rest in comfortable ease. At the same time, your heart will learn of the love the pictography. I don't know, whatever. Ho 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 ho. So there is one more thing that I want to talk to him about real quick. From here onward, come rain or wind, my heart shall rest in comfortable ease. Okay, blah blah blah. Maybe not. Maybe there isn't something I want to talk to him about just yet. I think we have to leave and then come back. Let's leave and then come back and talk to him again, because I know there's something else we can do with this picto box before we move on from this section. There's lots of picto box stuff that I want to do in this episode. Kind of get it all out of the way right now. Fun with the picto box. My assistant Rhodes, allow me a brief query. Do you perchance know about pictographs with color? I have researched this concept for many years, and at long last I understand it. A stronger light is needed to imbue color in the pictograph. No normal light will do. In fact, normal light must be overcome. Color pictography requires a light of the very brightest intensity. Now, I have heard tales of a mystical creature in a place called the Forest Haven. It is said to be the tiniest of creatures, one that unleashes an otherworldly light. As an aid to me and my research, could you possibly use an empty bottle to capture one of these creatures of legend? Wow, I didn't realize it explained what we need to do next so clearly. Basically, what we're going to do is go back to the King of Red Lions, warp to the Forest Haven, which we can do very easily now that we have the Ballad of Gales, capture one of these creatures in our empty bottle, which we don't have. We can make an empty bottle right now. Let's do it. Empty bottle. Bam. Empty bottle. Bye-bye, fairy. Didn't really do much for us, but you're free now, I guess. Congratulations. Empty bottle. Back to King of Red Lions, and off to Forest Haven we go. And we will do that in the next episode of Wind Waker. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry we didn't quite make it to the Forsaken Fortress just yet, but maybe next episode, we'll see. Anyway, I'll see you guys in part 16 of Wind Waker.